competition for July 2022. Our competition staff includes announcer, myself, Edward Stiglitz, scorekeeper, Mary Sheep, ribbon writer, we don't have one of those tonight, projection is Stephen Cups, and I'd like to particularly thank Mary Sheets and Stephen Cup for the setup assistance. Our judges this evening, in chair number 1 is Leslie Gertie, in chair number 2 is Janice Phillips, in chair number 3 is Ron Frost, in chair number 4 is Alan Duff, and in chair number 5 is Rick Holmes. This evening, 29 members submitted 71 images for review. Images are in 31 unique categories. The Camera Club challenge tonight is cell phone shot unedited. Please turn off your cell phones and be ready for the show. And to thank you, here's your Nevada Camera Club electronic image competition for the month of July 2022. So we're going to start out tonight in Master Abstract. Judges Ron, Alan, and Rick. Whirlpool. Scores, please. We have a 998. Comments? Hold on a second. Scores again, please.
Do that again.
We have one too many scores. The actual score is 988. Leslie, you're not scoring this one.
Oh, I thought you said it was 1. All right. Okay.
Ron, Alan, and Rick.
Okay, I'll mention it. I like the pattern here. I think I like that it's not perfectly circular, that there's other movement in there. It really feels like it's moving. I like the center is off center a little bit. I think it gets a little soft or kind of mushy at the bottom right corner and the upper right corner, but it could crop it in a little bit. But I think all for black and white or monochrome, it's really a good abstract.
I think that if there were a little more contrast, it might be more 9s.
That's scored at 25.
It's not enough black, not enough tonal range.
That's scored at 25. Now we're going to go with judges Leslie, Alan, and Rick. Beginner, animals, pets, horse with no name. Scores, please. We have a 677. Comments?
I was low score. The challenge I have is the horse isn't in focus, and that's why I scored it the way I did. The lighting's very nice.
They scored a 20. Next category, judges Leslie, Alan, and Rick again. We're going to go on to advanced color animals, pets. Shared love. Leslie, you ready?
Yeah,
Scores, please. 989.
I like the
That's
composition.
it.
Yeah, the composition and the light on the birds and the reflection. It's pretty stunning.
Scored a 26. Same category, same judges. Cuteness overload.
Does your hand look like this? Is that what you do?
Yeah, just so I know that you're ready.
Okay.
Scores, please. 888. Comments.
The focus is where you want it to be on the eye and the head and the nose. I'm not sure that the title helped, but it's a nice picture of whatever type animal this is.
Same
It's a
category,
cow or
same category, same judges. Next we have hummingbird moth. Scores. 798. Comments.
I was low score. It just doesn't seem like it's the moth is in focus, even the face to me. Anyway, that's why I scored it a 7.
So I was the high score, and I mean, I think the face is pretty well focused for me, and I like the light coming through the wings. I like the bit of color in the background, but still real shallow depth of field. So I thought it was really well done.
I was the middle scorer. I think there's good focus on if that's the tongue sticking out or the face. The dark green in the lower left competes, I think, with it. It's too bad that it's there.
That image scored a 24. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with hummingbird moth, then back 1 to cuteness overload, and then back 1 more to shared love. A 1, 2, or 3, please, on shared love.
I don't have a card with a 1, 2, or 3.
Hold your fingers up.
Give me some fingers. Rick, your number. Okay, got it. 1, 1, 1, and then cuteness overload. 2, 3, 3. And that leaves 3, 2, 2 for the last one. And the judges have selected shared love. Okay, we're going to change judges to judges Leslie, Janice, and Ron. We are going to be with Master Color Animal Pets, Shooting Elk at Sunset. Leslie, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Scores 8, 8, 9. Comments.
I was high score. I love the fact that we have 3 animals, each with a different view and expression of the world. The one in the middle is obviously chewing them out because they're not looking right, they're not doing the right thing. And a lot of emotion in the picture from the animals.
Scored a 25. Next, we're going to change the judges Janice, Ron, and Alan. Intermediate color creative, reach for the light. Janice, you ready? Scores, please. 787 comments.
So I think it's a pretty flower, and I think technically you've done it really well. So I don't think it has a lot of impact. The highlights are a little bright, and the angle looking at the flower just, level with it. I think it could have been a more impactful angle looking at this, and maybe a little stronger colors.
Scored a 22. Only entry in the category, changing judges to Ron, Alan, and Rick. With advanced color creative, blue orb.
Say the title again. Ed.
Blue orb. Blue orb. Scores, please. 877. Comments, please.
Like the methodology, I'd have liked to have seen it a little sharper. The places that I'm trying to figure out what am I going to focus on, and even the center areas don't seem quite as sharp as I'd like them to be.
I'll just say, I think my first impression, it's a beautiful picture of some flowers and nice colors in kind of a creative way, but there's no anchor in it. There's not one place that you focus on. You just kind of wander around in there. So it'd be nice if there was one unique flower or one other colored flower, just something to give a little grounding to it.
Scored 22. Same category, same judges. Next, we have an advanced color creative, Planet Hollywood. Scores. 798.
So I'm high score. I really like, I think it's a zooming of the neon lights. I just think it's really well done. It's really clean, and the colors are good, and the lines are well exposed. So I just thought it was very well done for a creative zoom.
Scored a 24.
Hollywood, part of the sign of the star looked great. The extra white circles, even zoomed in, seemed to detract from it for me.
Scored 24. 2 to review for placement, starting with Planet Hollywood, then back 1 to Blue Orb. A 1 or a 2, please, on Blue Orb. And the judges have selected Planet Hollywood. Okay, moving on. Judges Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Advanced color documentary, Milking the Hot Air Balloon. Scores? 878. Comments?
Well, it documents, what's happening, but it just doesn't have a lot of interest. Maybe if it was taken at a different angle, where the people were kind of even looking at you a little bit, but otherwise, I don't think it has a lot of impact.
I think it's appropriate for the category. I agree, the impact is not very much. I think the yellow equipment in the background is distracting.
And that is scored a 23. Same category, same judges, walking on water. Scores? 999. Comments?
I think it's a beautiful picture. We've got some motion from the water. We've got the eye and the beak and at least top part of the body in very sharp focus. There's motion implied. I think it's a very nice image.
Scored a 27. 2 to review for placement, starting with walking on water. Back 1 to milking the hot air balloon. A 1 or a 2, please, on milking the hot air balloon. 2 to Janice. 2. And the judges have selected walking on water. Okay, judges, Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Master color documentary, sailing ships. Leslie, there you go.
I'm coming. Okay.
Scores? 898. Comment.
I like the shot of the ship. I just lose the rigging and the masts of the centered ship because of all the background. It's a great shot. And I'm curious with all the people on board. I just lost the mast and the rigging on the main ship.
Scored a 25. Okay, changing category and judges. We're going to go with judges Janice, Ron, and Alan. Intermediate color, nature, wildlife, chasing dinner. Scores? 877. Comments?
This is such a great picture of action here in the bear. I think your composition is good. It's a good location. Actually, lighting's pretty good. It's just either not in focus or you just cropped it so much you lost all your focus. So it could recapture some of the focus. It'd be a great picture.
Scored a 22. Same category, same judges. I'm watching. Scores. 777. Comments.
Say the same thing on this one as the previous one. It's just great location, great subject, just lost the focus.
Scored a 21. Same judges, same category. Splash. Scores. 898. Comments.
I love the colors in this image. And your eye just wants to keep roaming around. I don't even know if you need the bottom half if you cut it where the splash is going over the rocks with that beautiful tree. That's an awesome picture just right there. I don't know if you need all the foreground with the water, but your colors are pretty and it has a lot of action.
Let's score to 25. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Splash, then back 1 to I'm Watching, then back 1 more to Chasing Dinner. A 1, 2, or 3, please, on Chasing the Dinner. Go ahead and show me, Janice. 222 next. I'm Watching. 333, and the judges have selected Splash as the winner. Okay, changing categories. We're going to change the judges Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Advanced color, nature wildlife, red harvester at the nest. Scores. 898. Comments.
I think this is a beautiful image. I mean, the fact that you can get this ant that's so tiny and get it so sharp all the way through, even with the blurry rock and the other ant blurry. I mean, my eye still just goes to that sharp in the middle, and I think you did a great job.
I think including the insect on the left pulled it down to an 8 for me.
And that scored a 25. Next, we have same category, same judges, Spiny Lizard. Scores. 888. Comments.
The focus doesn't seem to be on his head. It's more on his body, and he's hot and a little overexposed, a little hot.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges, hanging out. Scores. 989. Comments.
I kept trying to decide whether to go 8 or 9. And that's a beautiful bird, his eye being red. I just decided to knock it down just because I don't think you needed all that foreground where he's standing, and you could have zoomed in and make him a little bit larger, but a beautiful image.
Same category, same judges, keeping watch. Scores. 9, 8, 9 comments.
Wow. Right. to it.
Double wow.
Scored a 26, same category, same judges, nesting pair at cliff's edge. Scores. 7, 8, 8 comments.
I think this is a beautiful image. I love the composition. I love how the birds are interacting with each other. I think the one bird at the top is a little bit soft in the eye area, and that's why I didn't give it a 9. But the blacks are just really nice in this image, and having the contrasting blue. It's really nice.
Okay, folks, we have 4 to review for placement. We're going to start back 1 at keeping watch. And then so that's going to be the first one we're going to be. And then the next one back, which is hanging out. And then back 1 more to spiny lizard. And then back 1 more to red harvester at the nest. A 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me know if you need to see them again.
Wait a minute, Ed, can we do
Excuse
them
me.
again?
And
Okay.
one moment, we should only have 3 to review for placement.
You're right.
Okay,
Okay, so we're going to 3 to review for placement, starting with red harvester at the nest. And then forward to hanging out. And then keeping watch. So a 1, 2, or 3, please, on keeping watch. One, 2, 1. And then hanging out. Three, 3, 3. And then red harvester at the nest. 2, 1, 2. So the judges have selected keeping watch as first, red harvester at the nest as second, and hanging out as third. Okay. Let's see. Let's switch it up with judges Ron, Allen, and Rick. Master color, nature, wildlife, Appalachian wildflower. Scores. 8, 8, 8 comments.
The beauty of this image is just this beautiful flower. I like the white flowers with the little pink edges on them. And so that's really good. And I think your selective focus is good. The background's blurred out. And I like the composition, the angle there, kind of diagonal. It's all good.
Score to 24, same category, same judges, Glacier Island Puffin. Scores? 888. Comments?
Often looks sharp, but there's just way too much additional background that I don't see adds a good impact to it.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. Exit Glacier. Scores? 787. Comments?
I like the potential here. This is a beautiful glacier. You can see the blue in there. You can see the lines. I think you handled the highlights really well. I think you could almost make this a slimliner pano and cut most of the top off and some of the bottom and just have that beautiful glacier and a little bit of clouds and a little bit of foreground forest there.
Scored a 22. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Exit Glacier, back 1 more to Glacier Island Puffin, and then black 1 more to Appalachian Wildflower. A 1, 2, or 3, please, on the Wildflower. One, 1, 1, and then Glacier Island Puffin. 3, 2, 2.
2, 2, 3.
2, 3, 3 for the last. So the judges have selected Appalachian Wildflower, followed by Glacier Island Puffin in second. Okay, judges, Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Advanced color people. Fish and a boyfriend and dirty hands. Scores? 887. Comments?
I really like the picture and the people and the composition. It just seemed a little over processed to me.
Same judges, same category, Dancing on the Beach. Scores? 888. Comments?
It's a really interesting image. I like the placement of the person on the beach and the fact that she's a silhouette. I mean, because she's the darkest object in the image, my eye keeps going to that, even though the sun is, out there, but I still am drawn to her dancing on the beach.
Scored a 24. Same judges, same category, The Red Dress and the Dunes. Scores, please. 999. Comments?
Wow.
It's a beautiful image. The flow of the material is really enhancing the photograph. Plus you got a beautiful model, and the sky is very nice.
Look at the clouds, how they arc over the red of the dress. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Scored a 27. 3 to review for placement. Let me make sure I got that right here. Hang on a second. Yes, 3 to review for placement, starting with The Red Dress, back 1 to Dancing on the Beach, And then back one more to Fish and Boyfriend with Dirty Hands. A 1, 2, or 3, please, on Fish and Boyfriend with Dirty Hands. Scores 2, 3, 3. Dancing on the Beach 3, 2, 2. The judges have selected The Red Dress in first place, and then Dancing on the Beach in second. Changing to judges Ron, Alan, and Rick. Master Colored People, Maddie and Tay. Scores 9, 8, 8. Comments.
It's a great image, and being able to get both of the singers enough stopped in motion to get their faces sharp, quite a feat.
Scored a 25 and was the only entry in the category. Changing judges to Leslie, Janice, and Rick. We are going to go with beginner color photojournalism, Xana Muno Diggs. Oh. Scores 8, 9, 9. Comments.
This is
I
a
think
quick,
it,
go ahead, Rick.
I was gonna say, I think it really tells a story. You've got nice focus on her. Her nails are very nice. I think it's appropriate for the category and is very well done.
Scored a 26. Let's stay with the same judges of Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Moving on to advanced color photojournalism, MMA. Scores 9, 9, 8. Comments.
Huge impact, and the focus is very good on both of the participants, whatever that you call them.
Okay, that scored a 26. Same category, same judges, Miracle Landing. Scores 8, 8, 9. Comments.
I think it's a very unique image. It took me a couple seconds to realize why it was newsworthy, and someone's going to lose their job over that. I think it's very well captured.
Scored a 25. 2 to review for placement, starting with Miracle Landing, and then back one to MMA. A 1 or a 2, please, on MMA. One, 1, 1. The judges have selected MMA. Okay, judges Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Beginner, color, pictorial, hot like fire. Scores. 888 comments.
Like the color and the angle of the red rocks and the different colors of them, and the clouds in the sky are nice. It would be really helpful if it had more contrast.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. Through the Woods. Scores. 899 comments.
I think it's a beautiful image with the light coming through the trees and path makes you want to just walk on that path. It's a really nice image of a forest.
Scored a 26. We have 2 to review for placement, starting with Through the Woods. And then back 1 to Hot Like Fire. A 1 or a 2, please, on Hot Like Fire. 222. The judges have selected Through the Woods as in first place. Okay, judges, staying with Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Intermediate color pictorial, Sloan Peaks Twilight. Scores. 887 comments.
It's a beautiful silhouette of the mountains, you know, see shapes of the mountains and your awesome different color in the sky. Even though the sky is very impactful, it just needed something else to make it more impactful to be a 9.
It scored a 23 and was the only entry in the category. Leslie, Janice, and Ron once again. Advanced color pictorial, Floating Away. Scores. 889 comments.
I think it's great that we've got all the balloons in sharp focus and that large tree to give them a little size and shape contrast. And then you've also got the mountains in the background. Sky could have been a little bit more blue. Not sure if that could have been changed in the image or not.
Scored a 25. Same category, same judges. The beach, or no, the bench, excuse me. Scores. 989 comments.
I just want to go sit on the bench.
I scored it low only because the full bench wasn't in the photograph. Otherwise, I think this is a gorgeous image.
Scored a 26, 2 to review for placement, starting with the bench and then back 1 to Floating Away. A 1 or a 2, please, on Floating Away. 222, the judges have selected the bench as the first place winner. Okay, staying one more time with Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Advanced monochrome pictorial, A Church of the Past. Scores? 889 comments.
I really like the picture and the treatment of it. It looks like it might not quite be level.
Score to 25, same category, same judges, Under the Pier. Scores. 898 comments.
I like this image. I like the crisscrossing of the boards, the pier, the long exposure to get that movement of the water. I mean, looking straight down in the middle. It has a lot of interest.
Score to 25. We have two to review for placement, starting with Under the Pier, and then back one to A Church of the Past. A 1 or a 2, please, on A Church of the Past. 221. And then Under the Pier. Should be 112. The judges have selected Under the Pier. Okay, judges Ron, Alan, and Rick. Master color pictorial, A Night in the Desert. Scores. 989 comments.
I really like the angle of the bus just continues on into the Milky Way. So that's really well placed there. These are really hard to do to get, so much noise in the sky and then still detail and good exposure on the bus. But I think you did this really well.
Or to 26, same category, same judges, Shadows. Scores. 888 comment.
They're interesting shadows. I think that if some of the left were removed, keeping the tree trunk, but right at the edge of the picture, it would have kept my eye more into the shadows.
Score to 24, same category, same judges, Hawaiian Sunset. Scores. 787 comments.
Just having the silhouettes, I don't think is sufficient. I think if there had been interesting colors in the sky, it would have scored higher.
Scored a 22, 3 to review for placement, starting with Hawaiian Sunset, back 1 to Shadows, back 1 more to A Night in the Desert, a 1, 2, or a 3, please, on A Night in the Desert. Scores 111, and then shadows. Scores 222. The judges have selected A Night in the Desert as being in first place. Judges Leslie, Alan, Rick. Beginner, color, portraiture. Marina's headshot, Marina's headshot, Marina's headshot.
And this was beginners then?
This is beginner, color, portraiture. Scores 998. Comments.
This is really good for a beginner. I mean, perfect focus, very nice lighting, nice hand gesture there. Eyes are just sharp and piercing. I think all of that's good. There might be a more interesting angle, for her head, but I think for this shot, it's very well done.
Scored a 26. The only entry in the category. Judges Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Advanced color portraiture. Sad to say goodbye. Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Scores 888. Comments.
This
The
is
eyes, and
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, this image would be more appropriate in the people category because the portrait category, you're in control of everything. And so you've got the car on the left, shining through, and the background's brighter than the subject. So, I mean, portraits, you've got total control of all the props, the lighting and everything. And so this would be more appropriate in people.
Scored a 24. Let's go with judges. That was the only entry in that category. Let's go with judges Leslie, Janice, and Rick. Still life color, advanced, summer sunflower. Scores 898. Comments.
I think this image has a lot of impact. The yellow, just the way the leaves are underneath. I mean, the stem is a little soft, but the whole impact of the yellow leaves overpowers that.
That was the only. Go ahead.
I think, if I may, I think that a little bit more depth of field would have brought the tips of some of the petals, like at the top, into better focus. But it's a beautiful image. It's well seen.
Scored a 25 and was the only entry in that category. Judges Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Advanced monochrome still life. Truck with pumpkin on tailgate. Scores 898. Comment.
I like this image. I like the placement of car, the sign being lit. It just has a nice feel to it. Your title's a little bit long, I learn how to do shorter titles, but otherwise I enjoy this image.
Scored a 25, the only entry in that category. Judges Leslie, Janice, and Ron. Intermediate color unclassified. Slick suit on the strip. Scores. 878. Comments?
It's your eyes drawn right to the slick suit. It would be nice if you weren't distracted by the people over to the right, and possibly crop in a little more to, bring him out more.
Okay, that scored a 23 and was the only entry in the category. Okay, we're going to change to judges Leslie, Ron, and Rick for advanced color unclassified mixed up grasses. Scores. 787. Comments?
I think there's no place for your eye to settle down. It's an interesting combination of creative mixing of grasses, but where am I supposed to really be looking in the picture?
Scored a 22.
Might have done better in the creative category.
Thank you for your comments. Scored 22. Same category, same judges. Peacock. Scores. 898. Comments?
He's a little bit off center. The body, that's very nice. And the eyes, it looks like it's very, very well focused. A little bit of contrast, I think, would have helped it.
A little contrast and perhaps saturation.
Mm.
Scored 25. Same category, same judges. The eyes. Scores. 787.
It doesn't look like the eyes are in focus to me.
And that scored a 22. Same category, same judges. B1 Bomber. Scores. 998. Comments?
Excellent shot of the aircraft, caught it in good focus. I like the sky in the background. It just looks like it's hanging in midair, which is kind of unique, but great shot.
Scored a 26. We have 4 to review for placement, starting with B1 Bomber. Back 1 to the eyes. Back again to Peacock. Back again to Mixed Up Grasses. I
Do
need
that
a-
again, please.
Okay, we're going to do that again.
Thank
We got
you.
4 to review for placement, starting with the grasses. Forward to Peacock. Then the eyes. Then the B1 Bomber. 1, 2, 3, or 4, please. Scores. 1, 2, 1. And then the eyes. Scores 3, 4, 3, 4. And then Peacock. Three, 1, 2. And then Mixed Up Grasses.
Ed, can I change mine?
Yes, you can.
This one needs to be 3 and the peacock needs to be 2. 3 for this one.
Got it.
Thank you.
Ron and Rick, on the Mixed Up Grasses, a number, please, for Ron. Do you have it? 4. There you go. Thank you. Let me check and make sure that we got these right. And they are. And the judges have selected B1 Bomber as in first and Peacock in second and Mixed Up Grasses in third. Okay, judges Leslie, Alan, and Rick. Advanced monochrome, unclassified, photo of a Black woman. Scores? 888. Comment.
I like this picture. I think it's very well done of this person. I like the composition off center and the specular highlights across her nose and her lips, I think distract from it. Her eyes are great, but the sun on her nose and lips, I think a little bit distracted. If she tipped her head forward a little bit and all her face was in the shade, it might be a little stronger.
The image scored 24 and was the only entry in the category. Okay, moving on to Club Challenge. Club Challenge this month was cell phone photo unedited. Leslie, Alan, and Rick, you're going to start us off in beginners with Old Barn. Scores 888 and comment.
I think this is really well done. I like the patterns. I like the shadows. I like the window. Of course, if you could edit it, you would probably darken the background out the window a little bit, but iPhone did an amazing job here and you saw a really nice scene.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. In the Garden. Scores? 777. Comments?
I like the juxtaposition of the flower and the building. The sharpest part almost looks like it's down below the flower. Although parts of the flower are in sharp focus. It's a very nice cell phone grab.
Scored a 21. Same category, same judges. Cream Puffs at Italy. Scores? 887. Comments?
I would have preferred to see more depth of field.
I kind of like that, you have some that are in focus and it's you just sort of go back into the distance with the rest of them. Just follow along.
It scored a 23. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Cream Puffs at Italy, back 1 to In the Garden, back 1 more to the Old Barn, a 1, 2, or 3, please, on Old Barn. Scores 111 and In the Garden 332, and the last one should be 2 and from Rick 3. Yay! Old Barn won first place and In the Garden got second. No, that's wrong. Italy got second. Okay, judges Leslie, Janice, and Alan. Cherry tomatoes, intermediate color challenge, cherry tomatoes under grow light. Janice and Alan. Scores 787. Comments?
This is just interesting, in terms of these colors. So I think you could probably have a more interesting composition of this and, just focus on the tomatoes and not those leaves on the right that are kind of blown out. But it is interesting.
It scored a 22 and was the only entry in that division. Okay, judges Leslie, Ron, and Rick. We got a bunch to go here. We are in advanced club challenge color. Well, actually, doesn't matter. Advanced club challenge, Busy Bee. Scores 887. Comments?
Amazing to get a picture of a bee with an iPhone. His eyes pretty good. I mean, that's pretty neat.
That scored a 23. Next, we have Spring Mountains. Scores 899. Comments?
I'd be happy to get this without an iPhone. This is very well captured. interesting foreground. Shows that we haven't had a whole lot of rain. And the Keystone Thrust is very prominent in the background.
Scored a 26. Next, we have Berlin Ghost Town. Scores? 888. Comments?
Like the clouds, the composition, with the mine, the buildings offset some. I'm just still amazed what you can do with an iPhone.
Scored a 24. Next, we have Salzburg Chapel, Austria. Scores? 999. Comments?
The symmetry is very nice. The detail in the windows at the top of the center, I think, is just fantastic.
And the person at the very end there gives it a sense of scale, the single person.
Scored a 27. Next, we have Santa. Scores? 888. Comments?
Ho, ho, ho.
Mhm. Looks like he's peeking out at you over the branch of the tree.
Scored a 24. Next, we have signage.
What was the title?
Signage.
Signage.
Scores when you're ready, Rick. 878. Comments?
I like the signage, the person that's up there working on something, I think really detracts from it.
I think that might be a sign.
You think?
Maybe.
I-
I'm not sure.
I assumed it was part of the sign.
That's the sign from the old Q Club.
Oh.
Scored a 23. Next, we have Look Who's Watching You. Scores 788. Comments?
It's an interesting capture. Unfortunately, he's out of focus.
Scored a 23. Next, we have Purple Petals. Scores 779. Comments?
I'm the high scorer. I thought the flow of the picture, the composition is very, very nice. My eye starts in one corner and swings around to the top, up towards the top right.
And that scored a 23. Next, we have City Center Tram. Scores 877. Comments?
I like the way the tram's coming in at you and with all the glass from the building behind it and the track. I like the composition.
Scored a 22. Next, we have Be Happy. Scores 799.
I'm low score. It looks like it was blown up to the point, I'd like it was processed. That's why I scored it that way.
Next, we have Make It Rain. Comments? Scores, excuse me. 888. Comments?
Really like the way the light comes in on the right and with the umbrella. That's really, I think it's a pretty neat image.
Next, we have Aria. Scores 798. Comments?
My eye couldn't figure out where to land.
I appreciated the circle mode in my eye from the upper center all the way down and under to the right side and the line of motion.
Scored a 24. So you did very well, judges. It looks like we have 3 to review for placement.
Well, thank God it's only 3.
Going back to the first one would Be Happy. And then back to the Salzburg Chapel in Austria. And then back to Spring Mountains. Some very nice choices there. You need to see them again?
No.
Okay, Spring Mountain, 1, 2, or 3, please, on the Spring Mountains. 221. Salzburg Chapel. 112. And Be Happy has to be 333. So the judges have selected first place, Salzburg Chapel, Austria, followed by the Spring Mountains in second, with Be Happy in third. Okay, judges. We're going to change the judges, Janice, Ron, and Alan. We're going to start a Master Club Challenge with VGK Enter the Ice. Scores? 878. Comments?
I think this is a good composition, a good capture here. iPhones do really good in low light, and you caught the lasers or the lights coming into the helmet there, and you got the goalie coming out of the helmet. Audience is still exposed very nicely. I think it's really well done for an iPhone.
And that scored a 23. Next, we have Hawaiian Tree. Scores? 788. Comment?
It's an interesting tree and an interesting sky, but it doesn't have the impact that I would want out of an image.
Scored a 23. Next, we have Dutch Reflections. Scores? Oh, sorry. 898. Comments?
It's an interesting subject and nice reflection, and I like the swooping of the path there. I honestly think it would be better as a vertical than the horizontal. I don't think we need all the factories or whatever it is over on the right. I'd just do the reflection on the windmills and the water and in the sky.
And that scored a 25. Next, we have Flowers in Alaska Are Big. Scores? 898. Comment?
It's a good picture of a flower, a good color. The bright colors are really powerful, and then the background. I just think rather than just taking a straight down or straight out picture, there's maybe a more interesting angle to the flower.
And that scored a 25. Next, we have Sunset. Scores? 898.
That's a beautiful, beautiful sunset. I mean, I wish I had taken this image. I mean, beautiful colors, beautiful formations with the clouds. And you should be proud of that. And, taken with an iPhone, it's perfect.
That scored a 25. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Sunset. Back 1 to Flowers in Alaska Are Big. And then 1 more to Dutch Reflections. A 1, 2, or 3, please, on Dutch Reflections. Shores. 232. And then Flowers in Alaska Are Big. 323. And then Sunset. 111. The judges have selected Sunset in first and Dutch Reflections is second. Judges, I'd like to thank you very much. We did a very nice job tonight.
Thank
That was the end
you.
of, that was the end of our competition.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.